I'd say at first he was pretty intimidating, pretty strict.
He really wanted to make sure that the people who stayed in the program were very serious about it.
And I realized that when I do have classes with Professor Lough, that's when I would do my best.
And when we got to understand him better, we really saw how much he cared about this program and how much he actually did care about us.
He's a really great person, and I'm really grateful to have him as a professor.
I'm Wade Lough. I'm a graphic designer and a graphic design professor. I've been doing this for a long time. I ended up in history because I love history, but I couldn't see what I was going to do with a history degree. And I had a grandmother who was a big influence on me. She was a big reader. She had a fairly extensive library. And she is the one who always said to me, get educated because they can't take your education away from you. You've heard me say that many, many times. And she encouraged me to read. But I couldn't figure out what to do with a history degree. I don't know why, other than I loved history, that I went into it, because I was the boy all the way through school who did all the artwork for the bulletin boards. So I was doing all this design. So what the hell was I doing in history? Surprisingly, I have been teaching since '95, when I did a 1 year when one of my professors was diagnosed with a brain tumor, and he asked me to come in and teach his classes for a year. And it was fun. That's when I realized I enjoyed teaching. I made a couple of students cry, but not because I was being angry at them. I remember one girl who wouldn't draw. She wouldn't loosen up and draw. And I was standing there and I took her pencil and I'm going like this, and the tears are starting to come out of her eyes. I think I explain things well. And the way that I have the classes structured, if you don't understand something, you ask me. But how many students never ask the professor the questions that they would need to ask? Well, I do a little bit of weeding with freshmen because we get a lot of people in here who shouldn't be in here. And you probably came in as first-year students with them. So I lean a little bit on the first-year students on purpose to see if they really want to stick.
I'd say at first he was pretty intimidating, pretty strict. It was pretty scary going to his class every morning.
In the beginning, definitely scared, intimidated. I was one of those really scared freshmen on the first day.
I didn't hate the guy, but I was definitely thrown off by just how hard he was. Even on from what I saw were minor mistakes, he was very thorough.
It was to the point where I would try to avoid to have him as a professor.
He really wanted to make sure that the people who stayed in the program were very serious about it.
This guy's way too much for me, and a lot of them debated quitting. I thought that was kind of stupid, to be honest, but yeah, he was just someone who was a little hard, a little tough on us, but I really didn't have any real strong opinions on him.
So I fit in with the college students well enough and found out that I liked teaching as much as I liked graphic design. My career started out when I graduated in '82, and I was an editorial illustrator. My daughters came along in a twin pack, so I had to get a more regular paycheck. Doing illustration, cold calling, Baltimore and DC and Richmond just got a little old. Fortunately, this job at the publications office in JMU came up, and I applied for it, got it. After teaching, I decided, well, it was time for me to get a master's degree, because the only point of getting an MFA is if you want to teach. Anyway, I enjoyed being at Tyler, and it was a good choice for me because it was 180 degrees away from what I had learned. I didn't have to have this philosophy hanging over my head about everything that I did. But I came here in 2008, and Chris and I got along from the beginning. And that's unusual for me, because I'm not necessarily the warm, fuzzy type person.
He's just a dude. He's really passionate about what he likes to do, what he knows about design, what he knows should be done right.
And I realized that when I do have classes with Professor Lough, that's when I would do my best, and my work will the outcome would be like the best I've done compared to the other professors.
But as time went on and we got older, we got to see different sides of him and we got to understand him more. And when we got to understand him better, we really saw how much he cared about this program and how much he actually did care about us.
We got to know him more and we got to learn his personality, and he became a really funny guy, really cared about us, and really showed that a lot during classes.
I really started to value his opinions and his critiques and stuff that he would give throughout my work, and I would really listen. And the more that I listened to him and the more that I switched classes to him as my professor, I improved a lot.
He was so kind, and he told me that if I needed anything from him, to always come to him.
To this day, he's still really proud of the growth that I've made through my own projects, and I'm very happy to say that I've learned a lot from him.
And now he's someone I can rely on for anything. He's a really great person, and I'm really grateful to have him as a professor.
During my initial mid check for my senior project, I didn't have the best work, and he was very honest and open about that, just like he was freshman year. I may have felt terrible about it, but there were words that I definitely needed to hear. Especially after leaving, I still take those words with me. That sometimes I do things too boring, and he was the only person to call me out on that and actually say, hey, do what you want to do.
I thank him a lot for that, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be the designer that I am today. And I am really appreciative of him for that.
The relationship that I had with Wade was interesting because our education was similar, our teaching history was similar, and our interests were similar. So right away I felt like he was a wonderful colleague to work with.
Professor Lough and I work together really well because we think alike. We agree on a lot of topics, and I think personally our personalities just work really well together.
He's a little bit more rigid with them, as you need to be, but then as people go up the ladder and people matriculate into the higher courses, I think that he teaches in a very similar way, just giving support, giving inspiration, but letting students really manage their own projects.
We often teach separate sections of the same class, so we're working a lot together in that way, where we're talking about oh yes, our students are doing this. What are you guys? Are you in the same place? Oh no, I had to send them back to the drawing board because they sort of missed the memo there, or what have you. We
were good comrades in that our situations were so similar. We had both been in programs that were part of art programs that then left the art program and initial design programs.
When I see Professor Lough talk to the students and give lecture, and he's just so confident in what he's saying, it inspires me to be the same way, to speak with that same confidence and be like, I know exactly what I'm saying, and I believe in what I'm saying, and I believe in myself.
The guy who was the dean of College of Arts and Sciences at the time, he would come in on Friday afternoons and he would see Chris and I working in our offices, which I guess gladdened his heart because he offered us an opportunity to write a program. And so we were all for that. So we started to work on the program, and it took us 3.5 years to research and write the program. We were also looking at environmental considerations. How comfortable does a student need to be in order to learn effectively? We then had to put it through the State Council of Higher Education. And I decided that I was going to argue with her over something, and I got shot down hard. So I learned a lesson there. Anyway, we got the program through the State Council. Then it was a matter of bringing it back here. And we were overhauling an entire program. In fact, we were starting a program. We were leaving the art department and becoming our own department. But I'm glad we did. We've had a very successful program. Our graduates have been very successful. And I still hear from a few of them. So here I am. Been here since 2008, and I've really enjoyed working here. I'm an old man. I'm not supposed to be happy with life. I'm supposed to be going outside and yelling at the clouds. I'm happy that you guys are doing what you do for me, because you probably don't realize how easy my life is when I have students such as you.
Thank you, Professor Lough.
Thank you.
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 Thank you, Professor Lough.
Thank you, Professor Lough.
Now, where would you like me to go?
Thank you, Professor Lough. Oh, I did the wrong one. Ah, okay.
Do you mind if I get footage of you for the end credits?
The end credits, okay, sure.
Okay, so I'm already filming and that's gonna be it.
He actually had a soft side, and you just had to peel him open like an orange.
So when we first went in freshman year, he was very intimidating. Can we cut this? Hold on.
And that I was very angry that most of the time that I got a notification from my bird feeder, it was a squirrel. And Professor Lough was like, oh, I have just the thing for you.
This isn't going in your doc, right?
No.
Okay, perfect.
Don't remind me of the camera. I'm trying to put that out of my mind.